Hi, Neal. Welcome to this show. And hi, everybody. Welcome to this interview with Neal Greenspan. And I would love to welcome you, Neal, as you are a business coach and marketing coach, having your own company, but also having worked with Ideon Innovation, Ideon Science Park for many, many years. I'm truly happy to have you here, and please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Sure. Thanks for having me here first. It's exciting to be able to share a little bit of my journey. So, as you said, I've been a marketing and communications consultant for the past 8 years. I'm an American who's lived in southern Sweden since 2004, after a kind of 1 year in England, and it's home now. Have 3 kids. And about 8 years ago, while out networking, looking for new opportunities, I noticed that there were a lot of really, really smart people around with really, really great ideas who struggled in how to communicate their ideas in a good way. And I kind of said, wow, that's what I'm good at, actually. So maybe I can help them. And when I started my consulting business, I had the worst business model in the world, in that I thought I could get startups to actually pay me for my services, but startups don't really have that kind of capital. So that's when I actually started approaching places like Ideon Science Park and Ideon Innovation, and then even Mink in Malmö at that time, the incubators who had the network of startups who could possibly use my help. And things have kind of grown from there. It's as most consultants, it's been up and down, but it's been a really fun and interesting journey. And my work with Ideon Science Park actually was what got me introduced to you and work with SDGs for business.
Yeah, that was a real funny story, actually. You were one of the first that I took on for the SDGs, Business for SDGs. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about how you, why you decided to join this program.
Well, so at Ideon Science Park, our amazing CEO there, Mia Rolfe, she she's very driven to have Ideon Science Park on the leading edge of helping solve the great problems of the world. With over 400 companies at Ideon, there are companies that can help to do that. And she's a strong believer, as are you, as am I, that businesses not only can and should be a part of the solution, but that they can do it profitably as well. Yeah. So that kind of everybody wins. And so it was Mia who brought you in, actually, for the 2-day training course to get the staff at Ideon Science Park, at Ideon Innovation, and at Ideon Open, the 3 kind of different legs that are at the science park, in a 2-day training class. And after that 2-day training class, I became so inspired that I spoke with Mia about, wow, I would love to take this course and then take it even further and be able to offer the companies at the science park something even more, training wise, workshop wise, et cetera, and she agreed. She thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, wonderful. And it has been so fun to have you on the course. And if you just do some reflection on it, how did you benefit from this certification online course? What is your takeaways?
Well, I think it's one thing to have an idea, a concept that businesses can help and also can profit by it. But when you dive into the course, and there's so much information there, and there are so many links to different reports and studies and articles, and at times it was a bit overwhelming, honestly. Yeah. But then you could always pick and choose the ones that really resonated with you more. But I think that was the most amazing part of the course, was to really get into the details and then be able to come out of it with a knowledge base of being able to talk to businesses and say, hey, look, it's great that you want to do something good for the world, but you're actually doing something really good for you as well, for your company, for your shareholders, for your employees. And then to have that knowledge where you could build a toolbox from that, and then use that toolbox to help train companies and help inform them. That was, and then the fact that now I have access to the course, because now it's been a while since I've taken the course, even though I only recently got my certification. But to be able to go back and then use that as a reference. Yeah. And I know that you're updating it here and there, so there are always new articles and new links and things like that. Yeah. So to keep my knowledge fresh It's not something that ended when I took the test and kind of passed,
No.
but it's something that I can use in the future to help me build a tool that maybe I haven't thought of yet, and a customer comes with a different need. So it's been really great information wise and inspiration wise, and to just have this huge resource at my fingertips has been really invaluable.
Wow, that's just fantastic to hear, and I do agree with you that this is not just a one-off learning. It is a continuous learning, because, well, the agenda is there for at least for until 2030. So there will be updates, of course, and well, you have or everyone has to apply their newly acquired learnings or knowledge onto a pilot case. So you had a pilot company, which was Tenko, I believe. Could you just tell us a little bit about that company?
Sure.
And what you did? Yeah.
So Tenko is a well, I get they like to call themselves a small consulting agency. They work a little bit differently in that they don't have a big stable of consultants that they hire. They bring in the right people at the right time, and they're very interested also in Agenda 2030, in the SDGs, and in incorporating sustainable practices not only in their business but in their clients, helping their clients as well.
Yeah.
I met them while I was working on the UNOPS Global Innovation Center project at Ideon Science Park.
United Nations Innovation
Exactly.
Center. Yeah.
United Nations, and they were very interested in helping. COVID came; it kind of put a break on some of the plans. I think they're still considering it. But when I needed a company to do my certification on, I talked to Tenko, and I realized that it would be a challenge, because as a consulting company, they don't necessarily they don't produce something physical, so they don't have logistics, they don't buy in all that much, and yet we were still able to really go in and find areas that they could really make a difference in their footprint, to their budget, but then also create an internal, I don't know if policy is the right word, but strategy at least, where they could now share this knowledge and this desire with their customers, as well as open themselves up to the possibility of new customers who want to learn how to use the power of the SDGs to not only help solve the world problems, but to help improve their businesses as well. So it's been a great partnership with Tenko. They're an amazing group of people, and they really want to try to use to leverage what they've accomplished over the last several years to help achieve the goals for Agenda 2030 as well.
Wonderful. We will do an interview with Tenko, so stay tuned for that and listen to their journey, as Neal just told us about. So Neal, you are on LinkedIn, right?
I am.
I'm
fairly active there.
Okay, so I'm always asking this question: who should connect with you on LinkedIn? Who should take advantage of your knowledge now, and who could you help?
Yeah, so I think that my taking the course has obviously given me some knowledge, experience, and a toolbox to be able to train people on the SDGs, but also my experience with my marketing and communications business over the last 8 years has allowed me to work with a lot of startups and scale-ups as well. I still do some work with Ideon Innovation. I do some work sometimes with Smile, which is the life sciences incubator at Medicon Village, and even every once in a while have communication with some companies that sit at Mink in Malmo. So I would say that if you're a company that's looking to incorporate the power of the SDGs into your business model, into your business DNA, that we should absolutely connect on LinkedIn, because there are things that I think we could talk about through workshops and seminars and other types of educations to help you there. But even if you're a startup with an idea that is kind of directed towards the SDGs. A big part of that is learning how to communicate that properly.
Yeah.
The name of my company actually is called Perfect Your Pitch, because perfect your marketing just sounds too boring, right?
Yeah.
So I think a pitch is a lot more than just asking investors for money. I think a pitch is your marketing message, it's your unique selling proposition, and how you communicate it in lots of different ways. And that's what I've helped hundreds of startups with over these last 8 years. So if you're a startup, whether you're sitting in an incubator or not, a scale up, who can't figure out kind of how to get traction, contact me. It's a good way to, maybe we can take a look at your marketing plans and strategies and see if through fixing your message and maybe getting it out to different channels, we can help improve your results.
Wow. Yeah, you should really take contact with Neal. Thank you very much for joining this show and for sharing your knowledge and insights. And I wish you the best of luck for you. And yeah, see you soon.
Great. Thanks very much, Eva.
Bye.
Bye.